Good morning, everybody. It's the 3rd of December and it's a glorious day. It makes a change from the recent rain and no frost, but plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Today I'm going to tackle pruning the raspberries. A month earlier than normal, but they need doing. I'm also going to sort out the timber that I keep at the back of the plot. There's plenty of it, different lengths, different sizes, but the weeds are starting to take over in that area. I need to lay down some new weed membrane. I also need to sort out what timber is worth keeping and what timber is only fit for the fire. Hopefully there won't be much of the latter. So sit back, enjoy, even if it's only for a few minutes, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye bye. Okay, so the sun has given way to rain, and we've had rain now for about the last 45 minutes. Not forecast, but you know what weather forecasters are. But up until then it was beautiful. Now, my plans haven't gone exactly as I intended. The raspberry bed took longer, mainly because at one end there was loads and loads of what I know as creeping buttercup, and as you know, that needs taking out properly. You can't just pull it out because it has these long tentacle roots, so it's increased the time. In fact, to do that small area has taken me about 4.5 hours. So my wood pile is still my wood pile, untouched, but there's always next time. Now, next time I won't be here Saturday. We're going to our son's for lunch, but if the weather is okay I may get over here Sunday, but at the moment the forecast says rain, but who knows with a forecast. Now, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to share some good news, especially for those of you who suffer with heart problems or kidney issues. Now, as you know, I have been diagnosed with heart failure and chronic kidney disease, and at the end of last week I underwent some tests for my renal health, so my kidneys, blood test and a scan. Yesterday I got the results and I was really chuffed, really chuffed. My kidney function, looking at blood tests, has improved slightly. It will never get better, but it has improved slightly. So in my mind, and having spoken to the urologist, they've actually said it's stabilised. So I'm still at the same stage, so that's really positive as far as I'm concerned. And the good news was that my potassium levels and my salt levels have actually dropped significantly. I now just have to work on, the byproducts of the liver, urea. And they say drink plenty of water. I'm not a great fan of water because it doesn't taste of anything. I'd much prefer something with a little bit of fizz, but I don't drink alcohol, so that's a bonus. Now, the scan results actually showed that the blood flow to and from my kidneys is exactly as it should be, but because I went through this episode of suffering with extremely high, and I mean very high, blood pressure, over 200. It's damaged my kidneys. But the blood flow is good, so that's a positive sign. So I'm feeling really positive about it. I'm 12 months into my journey. One of the things they said we need to do is carry on with the exercising. Well, I get that over the allotment, and we walk between 50 and 75 miles a month. So I'm happy with that, and so were they. The downside is I have to reduce my potassium levels even lower. And the one main culprit of that still in my diet is potatoes. So I'm allowed potatoes, but only if what I eat fit in the palm of my hand. Now I don't have very big hands, so that doesn't read much at all to me. So probably the best thing to do is give them up and have them on special occasions only, you know, Christmas Day, Easter, things like that. And I'm not a great potato eater anyway. I much prefer new potatoes, you know, early season new potatoes, those first ones you lift. I just think they're so creamy and, you know, full of taste. However, as I say, I've still got a long way to go. I'm not going to get better, but what it does show you, and it proves to me, is that I can continue. Just because I was diagnosed, I didn't give up. I've continued, and I'm really happy to say that it's paying dividends. So, until I see you next time, possibly Sunday, if not next Wednesday, have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you soon. Oh, and by the way, just at the end of this, there's a little cameo of Shadow, my allotment cat. Bye bye.